Welcome back, everybody. So in the last lesson we started looking at methods, how we can create void methods and methods that return types and methods that take arguments. In this lesson we're going to be looking at overloading methods, which sounds quite a complicated thing. Overloading methods, what does that mean? It's really easy, super simple. So with that being said, let's just get straight to it. I'm going to remove the code that we did in the last lesson just because I'm going to pick a slightly different example here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a method that just takes two integers as the parameters and then just returns them two integers added together. So let's create that method now. I'm going to call it public static, and it's going to return an integer like we just said, and we'll call it calculate numbers, and it needs to take two integers. So we'll call one of them number 1 and we'll call the other one number 2. And then in our method body, all we're going to do is return number 1 and number 2. Brilliant. Let's just add a space there. Now, let's just check that method works. Notice if I press SOUT, I get a little IntelliJ shortcut box popping up. And if I press that, that just writes that line of code for me. You can type it out, doesn't matter, it's just a simple shortcut. But let's just check what we get back from that method is working and it's correct. So I'll call this integer calculated number, and we're just going to set it to whatever calculate numbers returns. And we'll pass it 5 and 5. So if this has worked, we expect this to be 10. Brill. Okay. Now, not a problem with Java, but one of the things you can't do in Java is have two methods with exactly the same name and the same arguments in the same class. So, look, if I try to do this, I'm going to get an error now saying, hey, calculate numbers with two integers is already defined. So, this is a bit of a problem. If I wanted to have a calculate numbers method that takes 5 and 5, that's fine. But what if I also wanted to have a calculate numbers method that took 5.0 and 3.1? So these are doubles, and we can't pass doubles into this method here, which takes integers. But what we can do is take doubles here. So now I'm taking in two doubles, I'm going to be returning a double, which also means this will be a double. And let's call this calculated double. So now I've got two methods with exactly the same names, and they can both do different things, but one of them takes two integers and one of them takes two doubles. And that is all method overloading is having a method with the same, having more than one method with the same name and a different argument list. So let's just print out calculated double to make sure that works as well. 5.0 and 3.1 should be 8.1. So there we go. We have an overloaded method called calculate numbers, which can take two integers or take two doubles. And that is all overloaded methods is. So hope you found this lesson useful. If you have, drop me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll post more lessons soon. Thanks everyone.